This also kind of makes me think about self-care and kind of how
Mm,
sometimes we've been taught that taking care of yourself is something that doesn't belong to us, and rather
mm,
kind of reframing it as it isn't a selfish feat. Rather, it's something that in order for you to be able to show up for other people, you've got to fill your own cup. And
yeah.
so I don't know what your experience with that is, but I find that that's a lot related to emotional regulation. And then if I can identify what I need, if I can identify what I'm feeling, then comes in line the taking care of yourself. Like, oh, it can be as simple. Self-care doesn't always have to look like getting your nails done or, you know, taking a trip
The
to
spa
somewhere
day. Yeah.
extravagant, right? It can
Yeah.
be part of self-care is getting appropriate sleep. It can be checking in with yourself when you need to um, eat a snack, or maybe it's taking space from, you know, an unhealthy coworker. It could be any of those things. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't have to be this flashy, fancy thing.
Yeah, right. And absolutely what you just said of being able to identify your needs and express as well, is part of self-care, is giving yourself space and attention and understanding, from yourself, right? I think that that is
Mhm.
it's really important self-care. And yeah, that the idea of it being selfish, I like to sort of poke at the idea because yeah, I think you're absolutely right that reframing it to be that it's in the service of everybody else in your life, everyone that you're wanting to help and support and be a part of their uplifting, that to take care of yourself
Mhm.
means to take care of everyone. I fully encourage that as a framework too. I also think it's okay to call things selfish and to sort of own that.
Mhm.
Like if it is
Mhm.
selfish to prioritize yourself or to fill your own cup, even if it's for the purpose of helping someone else, I think that's okay, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
again, it's like sort of values based of like
Yeah.
how horrible a thing it is to be selfish is sort of culturally
Yeah.
defined and sort of different for different people. I
Yeah.
personally am very pro being selfish, like especially in a world
Yeah.
or in a culture where it's been really hard to prioritize yourself, right? It's been really hard to sort of
Yeah.
just like allow yourself to be the center.
Yeah.
So if there's any inclination to do that, for especially when I see clients sort of like okay with the idea of you know, like sort of conceptually okay with the idea of being the center or prioritizing
Mhm.
themselves, then I'm like super encouraging, like let's just embrace being selfish. Like let's
Yeah.
allow that word. Let's make it not such a bad word, you know?
Yeah, yeah. What a cool reframe, you know, that it's okay to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a little
yeah.
semantics, right? It's like when people say that
Right.
things are childish, like
Yeah.
I remember this even in my counseling program, I think people would sort of say, okay, that's it's judgmental to call something childish. Like you might describe it as childlike, like that's softer. And so I think that yeah, fair. So maybe we just use the
Mhm.
word prioritizing self or centering yourself. Um,
Yeah.
but if what we mean is being selfish, then I think it's okay to like just let's, redefine the word to be more
Right,
positive.
right. Right. Exactly. Um, I don't know if you want to go into summarizing, but I feel like this was really fun, and I just really enjoyed talking about all these different aspects around mental health and how it relates to different subcultures, you know, and East Asian, Southeast Asian culture. You know, of course, this doesn't just limit to these cultures.
Oh, for
Uh,
sure. I think so many people resonate. I was sharing about this with someone here, that we were going to do this, and they're a white, ethnically white person, but they've like lived in
Mhm.
Asia for a long time. They have a mixed cultural, like mixed race marriage and mixed race children. And it's like, you
Mhm.
know, we live in a world that's pretty diverse, more increasingly diverse, and a lot of the ways in which people's cultures are coming together and clashing and aligning and sort of like
Yeah.
flowing. That yeah, I think a lot of the things that we're talking about will resonate with a lot of different kinds of people.